everyone, and welcome back to the Patch Notes, where we try our best at each and every week on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We sit down, talk about all the nerdy stuff that we want to discuss. This week will be heavy-handed not as always, but as expected, I should say, because it is heavy Siege News Week, and that is the thing that brought us together. So, of course, that will be the thing that we will be talking about today. I would assume majority of the conversation. Like I said, I am me. That is at Stephanie with an F, 2 N's _ Ma, M-A-H, below me. Stephanie, how are you today?
I don't know.
Okay. All right, we're off to a good start. You drinking that boba tea, you getting that caffeine, that sugar
I'm
high.
sad. I'm sad because SSG lost their second game.
So, but
That's how I am.
that doesn't mean that they're out though, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Look, they
They just
beat
lost their second game.
they won their first game though, didn't they?
Yeah, they won their first game against Navi, and then they lost against um I'm blanking on the team's name, but they're an APAC team, I think.
Ooh, that's actually shocking to be honest.
APAC or LATAM? I don't remember. Let me check.
I would say it's surprising. Not to sound offended, like being mean or anything, but I'd be surprised if it's an APAC team. Because APAC
They lost
doesn't.
against Furia, which is a LATAM.
Yeah, that's a LATAM team. Yeah, that makes sense. Like LATAM teams tend to be a lot more hyper aggressive, rush and gun, like run and gun, versus APAC, which honestly they have their own very unique playstyle, but that unfortunately doesn't fit well with the rest of the pro league community. But that is not why we're here to talk. Well, a little bit, but we're mostly here to talk about the season 6. Not season 6. Year 6, season 3.
Season 3.
Dev note / like season release information that we have, including the map reworks, including their quality of life changes, including the release of their new attacker operator named Osa, whose ability comes into play. It comes into question for me for a couple of things, and we'll get all around that. But first and foremost, I do have to apologize. We did not start at the moment that we were supposed to start. As the people who have hosted with me know, usually at the beginning, about when there's about 30 minutes, 20 minutes left before we go live. I'm not a person
He starts stripping. He gets naked.
Okay. Whoa, Steph. Whoa. No, not this body. No, thank you. It's too pasty and like white, man. I take this off and like the whole room lights up. No one wants that. No. I end up usually playing a game of something. Usually it's like Training Grounds, T Hunt in Siege, or I'll play with some randos on an Apex Legends. And that's what was happening this time. I was playing a random match, some pubs, and I was expecting to die right away. But as the match progressed, we made it all the way to the final 3, and as it furthered even more, well, we ended up by winning the whole thing. I'm fine with that. We won on Olympus. It's a map that I am notoriously bad at because I don't like playing at range. I like the mid to close quarter combat more. And I was caustic, which means his abilities tend to be null and void in that map, but luckily I was able to gas grenade and get 2 easy kills on people, and we won after people decided to kind of smother themselves inside of one small little cubby hole. But nonetheless, Stephanie,
some people are into getting smothered.
I mean, that's as long as it doesn't ultimately hurt themselves or others, I'm fine with it. Steph, we just found out what I was just been playing recently. Is there anything new before we talk about all the Siege news that you have been playing that you would like to talk about?
Have I been playing anything?
You've been playing. I mean, you started playing Apex Legends.
I played it once with you.
And another time with Huey.
And another time with Huey. I don't play Apex very often. I started playing a wonderful indie game that got announced. I hit something and everything shook. It got showcased at E3 and then recently got showcased again at the recent Nintendo Indie World. and it came out. It's called Garden Story, and it's very cute. It's kind of it's kind of Stardew-esque, but you play as like a little grape, and you walk around and you help other people, and it's really cute.
Wait
And
a
the place
minute.
is called Kindergarten, and
Sorry, what's the name of
it's
the
just
game?
super cute. Garden Story?
No, I'm like, I swear I thought I had something very similar from what you're talking about, but instead it's a game that I have, which is like you're a vegetable of some sort or a fruit. I can't remember what it is, and you have to fight against like the communist like marketplace and stuff. It's weird, but it's like a Legend of Zelda
Nope.
over the top view vibe. Oh, Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. That's what it is. That's what it.
Don't commit tax evasion, folks. Pay your taxes.
So when you were mentioning it, I'm like, wait a minute. Did I have this game? Did I get this game? But yeah, I think I got it on the Steam Summer Sale for like, $1 or whatever it
But
was.
yeah,
Yeah.
Garden Story is very cute. If
Okay.
you want another like chill, like gardening, walking around, helping people kind of
And
game,
not evade
Garden
tax.
Story is good. And not evade your taxes, pay your taxes. Speaking of taxes, I got like $200 taken off my last paycheck.
Ooh,
$200.
you're making too
I
much
just
money.
I'm not even making too much money.
Too much money.
Also, very personal note, I got declined for OSAP.
Oh, because you're making too much money?
No, because I got I got random personal Canadian note. We
Yeah.
had the COVID relief fund,
Yep.
whatever. Yeah, so I got that, and I guess that pushed me over to making too much money, and so I'm not eligible for OSAP. They're like, we
That's insane.
reevaluated your stuff, and you can't get money. And I was like, not even like the thing that they'll put debt on. Like they
Yeah.
won't give me anything. I'm like, okay, well then
I guess I just won't go to college anymore.
guess I'll just drop out and work the corner. God.
Oh man. All right. With working corners and angles, yeah, sure, I can segue to that. We are here to talk about Siege's newest operator, a 2-speed, 2 armor operator that goes by the name of Osa. Uh, Swedish? No. Finnish? No. Some
She's
kind
from
of
Croatia.
Croatian? There you go. Croatian. It is the game's first transgender operator, if I'm not mistaken, which is always awesome to see more and more inclusivity happening in video games. And she comes with a shield that is called the Talon for short, which is basically a a two-way window, right? Just a window, a bulletproof window
Yes.
that can be placed for an attacker at doorways, in windows, or if you just want to put it down as a shield, you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, so it's like think Mirror's window, but two-way. You can kind of use that as a shield, Blitz-esque.
Yeah,
Or you can use it as like a deployable shield.
that can be
It's
put in
basically
windows.
for it can be put in windows and it could be put in
Yeah,
doorways. But it's
and
basically to give attackers more
peeker's advantage.
security and peeker's advantage, I guess, when like holding sites. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
interesting.
it really is, and the utility that I saw from the pre-alpha gameplay that they released, uh, the way that it's made, so it is bulletproof, so you cannot get shot while you're holding it. As Steph had mentioned, if you are holding said shield in front of you, it literally covers you from head to toe. Like you cannot get shot at all unless they like whip around the corner and try to get you from a side. That's it.
Pretty sure it's more like Blitz
Yes.
shield, not like Monty shield.
Yeah. Minus the
But you
ability
can still
to
get the
dash.
tootsies.
Yeah. It also has the idea of like I said, like we say, you could put it around as just a normal shield. And when it gets put towards windows and doors, it leaves a small gap at the top of the window or door frame so that you can peek up and shoot from. Or if you want to just become Blackbird and become even more toxic, you put your shield on, you repel upside down, and then you have that little sliver that protects you, and you can just go nuts. You can just go nuts and just fucking blast everyone left and right. It there's a lot of possibilities with this operator that can not break the game, Change the game, maybe. This is one of these operators that can go like very much so will either make it and really change the meta of Siege, or just get tossed to the wayside and just become another like yeah, they're there, kind of like a Frost,
Yeah.
or I'm trying to think like an Alibi, like operators that don't really impact the meta of the game at all, but when used can be
What do you mean?
different.
When you step into a frost trap and you die, does that not impact the meta launcher?
I mean, it impacts you as a player who should have looked down when they were walking. Yeah, sure, absolutely.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's very true, very true. She also comes equipped with either the PDW or Thermite's was it F
The rifle
557X? Yeah, the rifle, the assault rifle.
or
Which are
grapples
two
gun.
which is two weapons that have not been shared with other operators until now. So it's gonna be interesting how that goes. She gets
Only two.
claymore and smoke grenades. And in the developers video, they talk about how when going to having people pros come into the workshop and them asking for a claymore because it would add extra, you know, defensive purposes for an attacker, holding an angle with that shield. They said that's like a very viable way of playing. I'm gonna be honest, I think that's a little too much. I don't like the idea that an operator that can protect their front can also protect their back. I think that's a lot of extra protection that is not necessary. I think either the ability of, but then here's the thing, right? Do you either give them grenades? That's dangerous. Another operator with grenades, or do you give them flashes? And if you give them flashes with their smokes, it then becomes the idea of, oh well, then they're just going to become a utility burner. A new Zofia, a new Ash. That's not really what you want. Do you give them breaching charges? That could kind of work. Breach charge and
I
you put your
think
shield up.
I think why they gave them a claymore kind of makes sense to me. Obviously, we'll see when test servers go live tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
if it's too overpowered, but it's like it makes sense of like their intended purpose for Osa and her shield is to like if you have a site kind of if you've already have a site, like you kind of put it in a doorway or in a window and you can kind of hold sight.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like you're holding sight from like what's a site you can hold? So, for example, coastline,
Yeah.
if you are like holding master, like you have master and you kind of it kind of doesn't work that way because it's harder.
So here's an idea. Here's an excellent way of how this could go down. You are on coastline. Let's say this is old coastline because I don't know if they changed this rule for new coastline. You're on coastline. It's kitchen and service. You as the attacker push in. You smoke plant with Monty. He puts his stuff down. He leaves. You then turn with Osa. You slap that shield in front of yourself, like in front of the door frame, which will now you could see the diffuser and anyone in front of you, and you're protected. That's kind of
Well,
an
yeah,
idea right
well,
there.
that's one of them, but it's like I'm thinking of like okay, we'll still use master as example. Like
Yeah,
you take master somehow because the two sites are connected, but somehow you
yeah,
take
yeah.
master and you're holding it from what's that connector between VMP that and VIP?
A
Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. You have the thing between Master and Hall of Fame. If you have that and you put the Claymore like on the end of Hall of Fame that's towards VIP, like you can hold like if they rotate, like it's a little bit extra protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't really like if you wanted to, you can put one at the beginning of Hall of Fame and the one at back, but it's like what's the point?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a like it's to protect your butt a little.
It's also
Like
cheeky.
obviously claymores aren't gonna work.
Yeah.
Like people shoot them,
No,
people
I get that. I
break
get that.
them.
It's gonna be interesting to see how it's played out. I can also see how we'll say theoretically at you're looking at Clubhouse, CC window, you put one of your things there. Now, as attackers, you can have a long angle, not worried about getting shot from underneath it, and you could shoot overhead from with that little visor. Just for more explanation as well with the Talon shield, it is breakable or smashable like it is for any kind of window bulletproof setup. So like the Black Mirrors, like the Maestro cams, the bulletproof cameras, if you hit it, you shatter the glass, it is no longer visible. OSA or any ally or attackers can shoot a small pressurized canister on the shield itself, which will shatter it and make it fall apart. So then that is no longer there. It is susceptible to explosions, and like just like any other
Fire
shield, it's breakable.
and smoke.
Yeah, and well, so the smoke thing, I understand what they were saying with smoke. For people who don't know, obviously, you throw smoke, it propagates. It'll propagate over the shield and then push people away. Or if you are Tachanka, you hit your Shominkas onto the corner and then jumps down, it'll push them away from being able to stay there. There's a lot of I think counters that everyone kind of suspected to be there. It'll be interesting how it further plays out in the game. I think this could become a very this could be the return of a shield meta that we don't want in a sense. Potentially. Like again,
Yeah.
this is just assumptions. You never know. This could become a new a meta for a lot of the maps that were considered defender sided. Will help out with attackers. They did this as an example, and it was a very poor example in the video, but I get it. Where at Clubhouse, CC wall gets destroyed, and then you can just have a shield, like a shield put right there that with the walls open, you could just look into the whole site. And now defenders can't just hold the angles that they used to hold while looking out. They are forced to either go to a deeper angle or find a way to get rid of that shield, or not just stick their heads out. Like there are, and like that's an
Protect your
excellent
tootsies.
cover. Pardon?
Protect your tootsies.
Yeah, protect your tootsies. Like there's gonna be some pretty unique gameplay with that. Um, Besides that, I mean, her kit is pretty impressive. I think a lot of people are going to lean towards the PDW before they go to Thermite's assault rifle. Yes, it hits like a truck, but it is a slower rate of fire weapon, and it has a little bit more kick than that of the PDW, which is a laser beam.
Fuck kick. I've switched to Zophia's other gun.
Everyone
I feel
has.
so bad.
Everyone switched
I
over
feel
to the
so
LMG.
bad.
And it's funny because a lot of content creators are like, wow, did you know that the LMG is really good? And everyone, like, people like,
Yeah,
people
because you don't have to deal with the kick.
yeah. But then a lot of people are like the people like myself who have played it before, it's like, yeah, it's always been like that. You guys just were obsessed with the other one. That's just how it is.
I don't know why I like the other one larger. I honestly can't tell you. But it's like, you know. There's
Uh,
no kick on this one now, so we'll use this one.
I'm just gonna mention as a
I
little joke that's happening here in the chat with Huey, one of our favorite people that we like playing games with in Siege. New op idea: they have bulletproof shoes so they can't get shot in the footsies. That's the ultimate ability. That's the ultimate. That's Osa's nerfs or her passive, excuse me. And she puts on some like bulletproof Jordans, and she's good to go.
And then let me put on my shoes.
Yeah. I think honestly, this is going to be a very, like I said, it's going to be either a meta changing operator or another like a Flores, where Flores didn't change the meta, they added to it, but it's not something like where everyone had to like we have to ban Flores. Like how people are always, we have to ban Mira, we have to ban Jackal, we
Fuck
have to ban
Mira.
Thatcher.
Fuck Jackal. Fuck Thatcher.
Hey, whoa! Look, the Brits have
Just
it.
because you like
Brits have it tough enough as it is. Okay, don't. That's just some of the
with
news
what?
updates. With what? All right. Well, this is a little bit out of place, but my dear boy Sledge is losing his SMG 11, and it hurts. It hurts so much. I understand.
Just Larcher, just let it happen. It was gonna happen anyways. Just let it happen.
This is Zophia's fault. This is all Zophia's main's fault. This is not your fault. You put too much limelight on these fast fire rate guns, and now they're all like, "Oh, let's take a look at the other ones. Let's see who else we can remove it from." I understand why they did it with Sledge, because he was in all honesty, the kind of the unspoken hero, unsung hero in attackers, because the man could destroy. He could do soft destruction. He could have vertical play. He could have horizontal play, depending how you guys play him. Down top, not top down, but down top. He had grenades, the SMG 11, which is a very fast firing gun. Recoil if you didn't know how to control it. And they just needed to find a way to stop him. from being a very powerful operator. Because like when you look at the attacker um, pick and ban win ban rate, he was high up there. Like he was one of the higher ones for winning. So I understand why they did what they did. It just hurts a lot. That is all.
Just let it happen, Lurcher. We didn't
Like
want the Sophia thing to happen, but it happened.
I know, I know, I know,
We
I
didn't
know.
want the Jaeger thing to happen, but it
Well,
happened.
that without I'm okay with.
Shut up. Let me be sad about my Jaeger.
Oh man. But just to finalize a little bit on Osa, a couple things that they mentioned that we haven't yet, is that Osa is able to put her shields upside down, so repelled upside down into windows, so she can you can have crane angles that way. And there was something else that I wanted to talk about her, but if that's kind of really the biggest thing. Overall, what are your thoughts on Osa?
Uh, it's interesting. I'm I'm interested to see how she affects gameplay, and we'll see tomorrow with the test server.
Yep.
Um,
Do you have the test server downloaded?
her her gotta do that. Her kit is interesting.
Yes. A very strong kit for the
Um,
most part.
yeah, I'm waiting till they change one of those guns. They're gonna probably take Jackal's gun away, and give her something else.
Yeah, Sophia's
Um,
M7 there.
uh, I don't know when she's getting.
Uh
Huey says,
so
isn't she gonna get released until Wednesday?
so
Possible.
apparently according from what I watched the videos is happening August 17th, which is tomorrow. But that might have been just for the everything else in the season and not the operator. For some reason they could have released the operator on the test server on Wednesday. I don't know. But from the reveal video, everything was saying August 17th.
Yes,
That's
October.
yeah, now other things are happening in October. Um but moving from there, there are quite a few operator buffs I'd say that are happening for next season. Specifically,
Besides, besides this, the
yes,
the
besides the SMG
constellation.
11 leaving. Thank you, Steph. Thank you. Uh,
Don't you just bask in the glory of your
uh
one of your nice operators that you enjoy playing that doesn't get banned all the time because screw Thatcher is essentially being said no.
yeah, look,
No,
all right.
you can't have this.
Look, yes, all right, I will try to accept that. And yeah, so it does look like she's going to be released on Wednesday because there's a little bit more stuff that needs to be worked on her from the Ubisoft devs team on the website. They talk about that. But like I said, we're going to talk about operators who are getting buffs all around.
Thunk, thunk,
Um,
thunk,
so those operators are going to be Twitch, IQ, and Fuse. We're going to
thunk.
start with Twitch. Twitch's drone now is able to jump, just like any other drone,
Wow.
right? Her
Wow.
her electric damage is no longer electric, but a laser sight, like a laser damage. So that means there's no more drop off. It was like the only weapon in the only thing in this game that wasn't hit scan related. Let's go from the just for like let's get it is going to be a very interesting on that. She's also in the test over there testing out the idea of Twitch not having her drone out initially at the beginning of the prep phase, but having just a normal drone, and that is
Which
because
makes sense.
it's also because they are trying to push out the operator mid preps selection screen, whatever, like swap, where you
Hmm.
come out as an operator, you see, oh wait, they have bandits, and we didn't bring a Thatcher. Go back to the screen,
Because he's
return,
banned.
and then boom, you can go ahead. Look, in a world where Thatcher's now banned, you can then switch
Oh my god,
over.
look at that raid.
Yes, over from to Thatcher, or maybe you have to go to Maverick, whatever. Thank you so much, Ashley, for the raid. Thank you so much. But yes, there's that. Like I said, there's no more drop off for her utility. It's just a straight shot, and I think that's about it for Twitch. Um, IQ, her smart
She's still
sensor,
hot.
her smart sensor does a lot now. It can identify objects just from the screen. which then you can ping through walls to let your teammates know what's there. That is a very strong utility. I think that is something that she has needed for a very long time.
Hmm.
And it'll identify. I'm assuming at the same time it will
It'll
identify.
red ping them.
Yeah, it'll red ping them. It will also identify. I'm assuming the operator because you're finding out who that belongs to. So that's a little bit of more information
No, I'm a
there.
Mira, but I have a Lesion Mine.
Stop.
That's
Stop.
that's the new game mode.
Stop.
Swapsies.
And that's about it for IQ, as far as I know. Nothing
She's
else.
also still hot.
Yes. But the one that I think is one of the biggest changes that they announced really blew me away. Fuse's cluster charges are now able to be put on reinforced walls or hatches.
I'm in danger. I'm so scared.
It's
I'm gonna be
it's
so dead.
it's very interesting. They did say that the device will take a little bit longer to set off,
Oh,
giving the
true.
defenders a chance to shoot the device if they see it. But this could be how can I this could be a big game changer for Fuse. This could be one of the things that this man has
His
needed
pick
for a
rates are
long
gonna go
time.
up.
I think so. I very much so think that this is something that will help situations like, let's just say, we were talking about coastline a lot of the time, but let's just go with coastline. Coastline, they're in master. There's a long wall. You thatchered the wall. It's now the or again in a world with Thatcher is not banned. Oh, or fucking Twitch comes by and zaps all the batteries off, but there's still someone
Twitch
behind
long
hiding
wall.
behind the in Master the long wall that's attached to DJ. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's the
Yeah.
there's the
Is that the one
VIP.
behind the bed?
Yes, behind that bed. Yeah, that long wall there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that wall is normally reinforced. You get rid of the gadgets there that are that's stopping it from hard breaching it. But before you do that, you slap on a fuse charge. You set that off. That little person likes behind in the closet right there, that cabinet, boom, they're dead, or they have to move at least. Or you can tag team it to hide what's happening with like a thermite charge or an ace charge, right? Ace throws his thing, it's going or thermites, it's going down, it's about to go off. As that's about to explode, Fuse is launching his cluster charges. Everybody's losing their goddamn minds because everything's happening. It's honestly one of the strongest buffs that they've done, and it's something that people have
I
talked about before. What's up?
I need Mr. Ubisoft.
Yes, okay.
Because
Johnny
I know
Yubi.
you're listening. Mr. Johnny Ubisoft. Since you're doing this for Fuse,
Oh my
can you
god.
also do it for Ying's Candela? Because
You
I
want
would
Yiggs
love to put Ying Candelas on reinforced walls. That would be amazing.
Steph. So you want to take an already really strong operator
Yes,
and make them even
please,
stronger, especially considering the new buff that they did to flashes.
please, Mr. Johnny Ubisoft, for us,
Who's us? This is you. This is you,
for me.
Steph. Oh my god. And for those who also don't know, again, a few other quality of life changes. They have changed the way the flashbangs go off in the game. So it is no longer if you are hidden partially behind something or if you look away, you'll get a partial to no blindness effect. What it is now is that you will be, no matter what, fully flashed. But depending on where you were placed or hidden away, the flash will not last as long as it would if you were just staring at a flashbang that landed right by your feet and you're like, oh, look, is that a lollipop? And then you're fully flashed. It's
Well,
not like
just
that.
because I sometimes throw candelas in front of my teammates
Uh huh.
doesn't mean that it's my fault. Sometimes it's their fault. Maybe they should look
Uh,
where they're walking.
or
I'm just saying.
or it's you shouldn't go. I'm throwing a candela, and then you throw it right away. Or as it's leaving your hand, you're like, I threw a candela.
Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
Larcher, you should predict the future.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried it?
Oh,
It's pretty good.
yeah. So I should predict that when I'm playing games with you, that I should always get flashed.
Yes.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Along with that quality of life change, I know there's the map reworks, but I just want to double check to make sure there's not anything else that I missed for the minor quality of life changes.
There is going to be opponent Brimlight, so everyone who
Yes.
was bitching about the seasonal skins blending in with walls of certain maps, trust me, I understand. I'm just blind, but I understand. So now basically opponents will have a slight little light around them, kind of like an outline, but
Yeah.
not really an outline, just a little bit of light,
Yeah, a brimmed
making
lighting,
them
yeah.
more making them distinguishable from the wall so you can shoot better. And after you realize that it's not the skin and it's maybe just your poor gun skill, then you'll stop bitching about it.
Well, for me, it's no, I'm a gamer, or I'm a pro gamer shooter, bang bang man.
You're
It can't be me. It can't be because of
Lark. Wait, I need to bring our attention to Huey in the chat saying Larcher
No,
can't even prevent
no.
himself from shooting teammates.
Yeah, I
That is
prevent
true.
them. I prevent it by not killing them, unlike Hunter. Okay, there's a difference.
Hunter did it once. Do we need to bring back how many times you've killed
No,
me?
no, that's all. Maybe you should expect it when you're playing with me, like you just said that to me.
Larcher, I always tell you when I'm crossing in front of you. I'm like, Larcher, I'm in front of you. Please
That's
don't
a
shoot
lie.
me.
That's a lie. All right. Nonetheless, I just put it inside of the chat before this bickering gets any worse. The time frame in the video that they reference the brim lighting around characters, where you can see it's not overbearing. It's not a huge difference. It's not like, oh my god, like you said, like they have that Super Saiyan golden aura around them. It's nothing like that. It is, if anything, all it does is just takes what is naturally lit in the room and with them standing in it, makes them pop out a little bit more because it's an unnatural visual look to the game. So you'll be able to notice these guys a little bit more easily. You know,
Also, this is a
that's
big fat middle finger to everyone who wants a realistic siege. It's not happening anymore.
yeah. I mean,
Get with the program.
that's not, and honestly, I'm okay with it not being realistic. That is not a thing that needs to be in a game. Call
There
of
are
Duty is not
games for that.
realistic. CS:GO is
It's
not even
called Escape from
realistic.
Tarkov, and everyone who
Yes.
plays it hates it.
Yeah. The people who like, oh, I love this game, and then they play it for 2 minutes, like, oh my god, I can't believe what the fuck are you doing hiding in the bush? And it's like, but then they're like, I love the game.
Wait a second, I need to claim a drop.
But besides that, I am trying to see very, very quickly here if there was any other big quality of life changes that were put in. They talk
Dead
about
but not out.
pardon?
The dead but not out thing.
Dead but not out. Do you want to explain that to the good folks?
So basically, it's if you shoot someone and they don't die from them, so basically they're just bleeding on the ground. Sometimes if one person, for example, if I shot a guy and he's bleeding on the ground, but Larcher shoots him and kills him, basically Larcher would get the points for the kill, but I would just get an assist. Basically, what is happening now is that players will receive an assist score when they eliminate an opponent who was already down by a teammate. So basically, you can't steal kills anymore.
You can get points, but not kill. Okay, you don't get the kill.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually good to know. So then whoever
And
downed
yeah,
them
the
gets the reward.
the full points.
Hmm.
And then the elite skin update is basically
Yes.
in this update, they mentioned rewind at SI this year. This year?
February, yeah,
mentioned
back in
that
February.
They mentioned that you are able to mix and match your elite skins. So basically now you can have the amazing shirtless Chonka elite with the beautiful pink unicorn headgear, but still get the Chonka like elite animation.
Mhm.
Basically, it's all of those kind of things. You can swap like the player card and the headgears and all the animation, blah blah blah. It's really cool. So with this update, basically they're saying that you can have elite headgears with different outfits or other elite outfits with other headgears,
Mhm.
but you can't get the animation yet. That will be in the future, along with the customized cards and all that stuff.
Yeah, customized cards is a big thing because it's in two. Like Steph is saying, it's in two phases. One right now, which is you can customize your elite skins with whatever headgear uniforms you want with the winning animation, and then the second phase is the one where customizable cards and a few other things are going to become available there. It's It's gonna be really, really, really nice to see when that happens. Cards, by the way, I want to make sure that everyone understands. Even there's specifically only one person in chat. Cards, cards. All right, I want to make sure you understand that, much like you can understand the segue to our sponsor.
I just want to say before we get into like the map reworks,
Yeah.
the new seasonal skin is so pretty. Like, oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna buy it. It's so
There it
pretty.
is. There it is. There it is. Now we've talked about pretty much all the quality of life changes that they've done, the important stuff. They did also announce that they are doing some reworks to the test server playlists and whatnot to help encourage people actually going on to, test the servers and whatnot. They're going to match them more properly, I guess, according to skill levels and whatnot. And also, there's going to, I guess, the idea is to reduce the wait time for certain things.
How dare!
So
I want to play with diamond players, even though I'm not
right,
a bronze.
right.
We're
All
not gonna
these
get our
different things that they're
placements in, are
doing.
we?
Did you talk about the weapon balances? We have not talked about the weapon balances yet. So that is something we can
Besides Sledge
definitely talk
losing
about.
his SMG11.
Stop. Why? Why? Why?
Oh,
Why do you do this?
Finka's losing her frag grenade. Wait, never mind. She's getting a frag grenade.
She's getting her
She's
frags
losing her
back?
breach. Yeah.
Okay,
Finka.
so that is 100%. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna lie.
You want me to run through it since I'm on the thing?
If you're on it, go for it, please.
So the AK-12 for Ace and Fuse. So you're gonna get an increased first shot kick, and then increased vertical recoil. Horizontal spread is now stronger and more constant to the right, and you'll have a longer burst recoil now that starts with on the 10th bullet instead of the 12th. Glass, basically you get increased magazine, to 15 bullets instead of 10. Yana, you're getting the 2.0 scope removed from the G63C,
Oh,
and you're
come
removing the
on.
2.5 from the ARX. Um, Twitch is just her drone thing.
Yeah.
IQ's just a thing. Mute, the area of effect for mute signal disruptor is now spherical instead of cylindrical, and the device lights up when active. The area effect is displayed for 2.5 seconds after deployment is complete, and bullet collision is more accurate as the device's antennas and handles have been added to the collision. So you can hit the jammers more.
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
And yeah,
Mm.
that was about it. And the last one is Fuse.
My baby. Sledge.
Look, I had to deal with Sophia, and now it's your turn. So, pass the grief around.
I think one of the biggest changes for one of the operators for Mute is the idea that his Mute jammers are no longer cylindrical but sphere shaped, because that could bring back some old school Mute tricking techniques that people had. Because if I'm not mistaken, the range of it has also gotten bigger. I just want to make sure I double check this correctly. So the way that people used to do it for Mute would be like, as an example, on Oregon, you would place your Mute jammers on the washing machine, and then it could reach certain areas. And then with some of the changes they've done, it stopped that from doing that. It's the warning zone shape, of the sphere radius is reduced from 4.75, which is nice. Which is very, very nice. Now, there's a chance that it may not work. What's up?
Yeah. 2 other quick things. Some operator prices are jumping down, so during Crystal Guard you'll have Maverick and Clash go down, and then after them is Amaru and Goyo, and then it'll be 0. So yeah, if you're waiting to buy them,
yeah, just wait a little bit longer.
Now's the time. And last but not least, before we go into Mac reworks, HP replaces armor. That's coming up with the Crystal Guard update. So instead of being like a 3 armor operator, you'll have 140 health instead. Health. But yeah, so it'll just take more to kill someone.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then for a lot of the weapons, they've kind of standardized the minimum and maximum ammo count range. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but it's just the idea of, like, as an example, assault rifles will either be 175 or 200. LMGs are 240 or 300. They're just trying to find a way to standardize all of the Uh-oh, hold on. You still there, Steph?
Yeah,
Okay.
my internet's being
Yeah, my
iffy
internet just went wonky there for a
sometimes.
second. Just want to make sure we're still here. Yeah, we're good. Okay. But yes, just going over, like I was saying, they're just standardizing the ammo capacity for minimum and maximum amounts, so now not everyone has a wonky ass crazy amount. That being
It's like
said,
147 bullets.
yeah, right. That being said, I think it is about time, right before we start wrapping up, we could talk about the
Your favorite
wonderful
map.
the wonderful, wonderful reworks that they're doing, the minor tweaks that they're doing for 3 of their
Fuck
maps.
you, banana.
These reworks that they're doing, or not reworks, but these minor touches, I don't know what they're calling them, minor upgrades, are
Faceless.
yes, yeah, these Botox
They're
injections,
getting Botoxes.
yeah, is for we're looking at Clubhouse, Bank, and Coastline. Uh,
3 maps I
honestly,
think that needed a bit of love.
yeah, I mean, okay, so Clubhouse, I like what they did. They're trying to make the first floor site a bit more
Bar.
viable, making a rotate
Yeah.
behind bar so you can actually easily access between sites. And they've opened up a few rotations outside where once one of the areas was completely blocked off, and and the only way to get to them was to go on a building and then go down it. They now just opened it up so you can actually do a complete 360 around the building. That's cool. That map didn't need a lot of rework, so that's actually kind of nice that they've
Yeah.
done that.
They didn't
Coastline,
do anything upstairs, right?
no, 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 they did not. Coastline, same thing. Very minor stuff. They've pretty much removed all grates on windows or fences or whatever you want to call it.
Screw
Those
you,
are all gone.
great.
So it's all open windows now. Everywhere in Coastline is open windows. So you won't have that cheeky ass fucking defender who's like let's an example, we'll just say for some reason if they want to do it. Maestro with his with his shotgun with a 2 times scope isn't sitting there in receiving where that window used to be there with the grates and like holding an angle that you can't see him because of the bars, but he can clearly see you. Boop, headshot. That's gone. It's just open windows now. It's nothing's blocking
Woo!
the vision of the windows, so people could fairly see one another. That is a big change, which is awesome. They've changed one of the DJ booths in VIP, where pretty much what it looks like, to be honest, is they removed again some of the small crease holes that attackers would use to hold down to look into billiards. So it's now a little bit more uniform. They've cleaned up a couple of the sites where they've like removed just some extra boxes and whatnot. They've
Service.
service, that's that service is the graded window thing. Also on the roof, they've also completely pretty much made that weird wooden, I don't know what the hell you want to call it, that weird wooden thing in the middle of courtyard that like you could drive your drones on top of. That's pretty much all opaque, like you can't see through anything now. It's just a bunch of wood put together. They've also made a repellable, it's not a real word, but I'm going to use it, a repellable location on, I believe it's DJ Balk,
Uh,
that goes up top to
yes.
purple tarps. Yeah, the hanging
And
cross
then you can
ninja.
also break through that wall.
Yes, that's
It's soft.
right. That's right. They completely removed the big window in VIP and have replaced it with a giant solid wall, or
Soft wall.
soft wall, excuse me, soft wall, which now defenders could extend out if they wanted to. They could extend, like destroy the wall, we'll just say, in between VIP and Master, and kind of just make it a much bigger playing field for them.
Yeah, and
That could
then
be a thing.
the service the service entrance is like it got pushed in more
Yes,
or out.
towards the door, towards
It
the
got
exit door.
yeah, it got pushed out more so they basically it's less viable for you to do smoke Monty plant
Yeah.
at surface entrance basically.
So what I'm curious about that one, I mentioned this a little bit at the beginning, and I wanted to know if this is going to be a thing. So for those who remember back in the day on Canal, if you were to breach pillbox, you could literally smoke plant at the wall that you just breached, right? Like that's, you could literally plant there. Then they changed it to no, 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 no. If you actually want to plant after breaching pillbox, you have to step into the control room and plant outside of pillbox, like into the control room itself. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the same thing. They didn't really mention it in the video, but I'm curious if it's the same thing. Like you could push into service, but you have to pass the half wall that's there to then successfully plant. I'm very curious to see if that's what it's going to be, or if it's still you could smoke plant if you want. We'll wait and
I
see how
know
that
they
is.
move. From what the video said, it seemed like you smoke planting was less viable because they moved because of the push. They moved the bomb slightly,
Hmm.
so it's like it's weird, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see
Test
what it
servers
is.
tomorrow.
Exactly. There's gonna be a lot of fun that's gonna happen, and I'm assuming they're gonna have a playlist set up of all their touched up maps in that playlist, so you can just go ahead and play them. That'd be kind of nice. Um, Finally, the map that I have said for the longest time is the map that I've disliked the most in Siege. Bank.
Banana.
Banana. On a side note, my wife and kid, wife and oldest started rewatching The Croods 2, and there's a goddamn scene in that movie where it's
Is that
Peter
the
Dinklage.
caveman one?
Pardon?
Is that the
Caveman.
caveman?
Yeah, the caveman one. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a scene between Nicolas Cage and fucking Peter Dinklage, or Peter Dinklage is like, "You didn't eat a banana," and then Nicolas Cage goes, "No, whatever, Peter Dinklage. I didn't just eat one banana. I ate all the bananas." And it's just, and like they have been saying those lines for the past week, and I love that they're back, but I want to murder them. Like I want them,
Please don't kill.
I want them in body bags.
Oh, please don't do that.
But it's just that's Sam's favorite thing to do right now. But that's why when I watch the video and you keep saying banana, it's what I
Banana.
keep it's what I keep picturing.
It's
But
banana.
nonetheless,
B-A-N-A-N-E-S.
one of the biggest changes that they've done for outside by jewelry front and parking garage is or the parking lot is now it's going to be much harder for the defenders teams to run out and spawn peek because they've added a bunch of cars and a bunch of just stuff in the way so that you can't just run out, boom,
Cars.
click heads and win. They've also added by jewelry front a rotation from the back of jewelry front, or the front, I guess I should say, and it goes all the way to the parking alley, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a
Just
nice
like
open
parking.
angle. Aside
It's
from
a nice rotate.
yes, it really is. Like if for some reason you made a mistake, and again, it's the idea of like instead of having to rappel all the way up, then rappel all the way down, you could just go through there. Uh,
I mean, it's nice because it's kind of like Clubhouse where it's like you couldn't fully get around because the only way, like, besides the main part, there's the manhole that goes down, but
Yeah.
then it's like you can't go to the back. But yeah, it's nice.
yeah, no.
I'm just happy about the banana thing.
Yes, and
You don't know how often I die from people
as
asking for banana.
Steph, before we get there, the other touch up they've done
Banana.
on a bank on the outside is they've actually reinforced a lot of the skylights, so you can't just peek from the skylight down and maybe kill someone who's running around square, for example. Like not both sides of the window of the skylights are open now, so it's gonna be a one
I
way.
don't get that one.
I think so. A lot of times, what happened? I've seen this in ranked and unranked quite a few times. Attackers would literally just sit. They'd have one or two attackers, usually just one, sitting at that skylight, the one that's above square, we'll say, and they're waiting for someone to make the rotate from bottom square up, as they'll say Thermite is about to put down his exothermic charge to blow up the wall going into CEO or whatever the fuck that's called, console or whatever. Manager's office.
The one with the desk, right?
Yeah, the one with the desk.
Yes.
So they would stop. They would have someone waiting on top of the skylight, trying to shoot down, seeing if someone was coming, or they'd have an angle looking towards, a stock if they try to come out of janitor and try to shoot you. Now that kind of stops that. There's only a few other angles you can hold respectfully, to kind of make that happen. They've also on the inside. We'll finally say it. Actually, we'll save it for last. We'll save it for last. Elevators have been reworked, and some of
Yes.
the hatches have been
That's a big one.
placed. Yes. So now the basically the hatch that used to be behind tellers has been pushed outside of tellers into. I think it drops directly into vault now, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be an interesting rush location there now. Because before, a lot of people would do that. They'd go to tellers, they would break the hatch and then drop down right in front of a vault and then run in and try to kill. So it's going to be interesting if people are going to try to do that still, because it's a faster time to get there now.
They've
Um,
taken out the bars in the vaults.
yes, all bars
You
are
can't steal the
gone.
money.
All of them. They're all gone. There are no bars anywhere on bank. If the only bars that are left is the banisters on top, and we'll get to that in a moment. But every other bar, every other banister, bar, whatever, has been replaced with breakable banisters. So that's no longer an issue. You will no longer have that problem of like shooting the bars into vault or gold because there's someone there and you can't hit them. No, that's gone. It's just doorways now. They're simplifying the game in a way that benefits everyone. There's no more like, oh my god, I would have hit him if it wasn't for the bar. Now it's like, oh, I would have hit him, but I'm bad. There's no excuse. Like it's on you on this one.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Someone tell
Um
Siege Tales he needs to delete that animation.
no, that's like preservation of our history. You know what I mean? Aside from that, the bottom elevator hatch, that goes all the way down to the third floor or bottom floor, excuse me. Now is open into the second elevator, and when you drop, you're not directly in the line of fire of someone if they're sitting there watching, waiting for you to drop. There's actually a chance for you to drop
How
and
dare?
then do something. It's kind of
How dare
nice.
people sit
What?
in one spot and
Right.
never
How dare they camp at siege? Don't you know what kind of game this is? Oh,
Ow.
wait. But most importantly, Bank has had a sniper problem, a window sniping son of a bitch problem, which could be saved now because almost all the windows on Banana slash Trump slash Secretary, whatever you want to call it, are now
Banana. Shaped like a
completely
banana.
sealed. Like it is no longer possible, in theory, to be able to snipe into that area unless you have one of the windows, which is also all the windows on top are sealed outside, facing parking garage. There's like one window left for a sniper to sit there and pew pew pew. It's
But
yes,
the railing things on the
yes. Go
thing
ahead, go ahead, go
on
ahead.
banana,
It's all yours. Go ahead.
it's it's like it's like closed and then open and then close. So like you have a little bit more space to hide from
Yes.
snipers. It's wonderful.
It does make it a lot easier to do this. So yeah, from the video that I'm watching right now, there's only from again, this is by parking lot. There's only one window that is open now that a sniper could shoot through from parking garage. That doesn't stop them from repelling and going by the windows that still have bars technically, but snipers normally don't do that. But they could still play out there. But for the most part, it's a lot harder. And as Steph has said, beautifully done. There is now a system of wall open for the banisters on Banana. So you will not, if you get shot at, you have cover. Or if you get downed, you can hide behind there. And hopefully a teammate or a doc or something can come and res you. That has been one of the biggest godsends that have happened in this map. Is this enough for me to love Bank? I
Yes.
don't know yet.
Yes.
These weren't necessarily the issues that I had with Bank. These are welcoming changes, very, very welcome changes. Also, the cabinets that were once blocking one of the doors by ATMs are gone, so you can actually rotate around there as well now. That is an open area now for you to rotate through. So you're not just funneling into one archway by ATMs. You now have two options. If I remember this correctly, there's a lot of things that have happened. A lot of things that I think again are better for the game. There's still a bunch of other things as well that we have not even touched on that's within the preseason designers notes, which I will again put in chat if anyone's interested in looking at them. There's a lot to
I
go over.
I will say though, they mentioned it in the video, and then I'm reading it on the website thing.
Mhm.
But they mentioned that they basically completely rebuilt the three maps. And basically, apparently, this is supposed to help with balancing and sound and lighting and stuff. So obviously we'll see once we start playing it.
Yeah.
None of us can really make an assumption yet. But if that's true, like small improvement to sound in Siege?
Yeah. Um,
Small win?
yeah, there was a running theory about that it could be that it wasn't meant to be published yet, that's why it's not in the video, or it just is something that they didn't add into the video. There's always a chance. I'm gonna choose that they're working on it, and my guess is it might happen mid-season for season 3. That'd be my guess. That'd be my guess.
I know they mentioned which map was it? I know the main one was Bank. They were like, we basically redid Bank.
Mhm.
Like we rebuilt it. And I was like, cool, Larcher will like that. Maybe, hopefully, maybe.
We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Finally, the last couple of tidbits here. Um, they are going to be introducing the HP replacing armor system in this next season. So 3 armors are not going to have 125 HP, 2 armors is 110, 1 armors are 100. It's basically instead of just showing a shield icon or armor icon, it's to help describe more about what's happening, so you have a better understanding of what's going on, like Steph has already mentioned. Um, Honestly, the only other thing that's really left to talk about, screen shakes, right? So like screen shakes that are results from explosions are now reduced across the board and are completely removed from certain devices. That's yeah, a hallelujah
Fuck you,
moment.
Grismots!
Yeah, screen shakes are completely removed from explosions caused by Ella's Gersmons, Zophia's whatever, so the Gersmons, Echo's Yokai Sonic Bursts, and Nomad's Air Jab Launcher repulsion device. I did not even realize Nomad had a screen shake for that because I get blown away, so it's not really something I've thought about. You know what I
You're like,
mean?
oh my god,
Yeah, you're getting
I've flown.
launched, so it's not really something that I would think about, but that is cool to know that they've changed. Uh Honestly, the other last thing we can talk about, and it's something that a lot of people said looked bad, and I am gonna say no. I'm gonna say this looks good. And it is Lions Leon S. Kennedy
It looks so
elite skin. I think that shit looks amazing. Like
oh,
they even had like the music from Resident Evil 4 or inspiration of it for that reveal part. The man looks perfect. I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, that's exactly what Leon S. Kennedy looked like in RE4. They even had doing those fucking stupid kicks and stuff, and he's attacking crows and whatnot. It's awesome. If
I'm
do you think he's gonna attack crows in the winning animation?
I hope not.
I
I don't
hope
think
so.
so.
I hope so.
Just the crow comes in and goes, ah!
And he just does that spinning wheel super kick. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Oh, of course I would love to see that. That'd be an
I'm just
amazing
saying,
sight.
like, the thing is, a lot of people are like saying like it looks bad, but it's like you have one of the people like biggest artists in Siege community who now works for Ubisoft, who's
Hmm.
obsessed with Lion and their art of Lion is incredible,
Yeah.
Sunstark. And you're like saying it looks Sunstark would never make Lion look bad. Like she would never let it leave Ubisoft if it looked bad. Like that man looks like he was sculpted out of like something. Like he's beautiful. And like it's like obviously I don't play Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I hate zombies. But it's like if Larcher's saying it looks good and it's accurate, then I'll take his word for it because he knows Resident Evil and I know what pretty guys look like.
Also, I mean, the other thing too is, well, there's one more thing we could talk about after. I just want to get to the video because if I'm almost like even in the video, yeah, they even have the side part hair thing that Leon
Yeah.
has in RE4.
She's
Like,
so
come
pretty.
on, the guy looks good. Like this, I'm sold. I'm sold. He even has the little radio thing that Leon
Yeah,
has.
and it has the 6 instead of
Yeah.
I guess it would say like Raccoon City Police Department. Or
No,
whatever.
on that one. So at this
I don't
point,
know
he's
what
yeah, on this point he's a Secret
stars.
Service. No. So on this,
Um,
by this point, he's a Secret Service operator or agent for the United States
is that
government.
when he
So
tells the bitch to get in the in the
yeah,
tractor?
that's the one where Michael Jones always says
Yes,
"bitch dumpster." That's it.
got it.
That's
I
it.
got it.
And honestly, from there, the only last little bit that's heavily siege related is they are releasing a year 6 collector's case for siege,
Ah,
which will have Sledge's hammer replica, which is 50 centimeters. So like, we're looking at like, I
it's
don't
not
know.
as big as my dick.
Okay, well, look, we already know that flies. We already know that fly's dick's not that big because he already admitted that it's only the American standard 4 inches or whatever it is. All right, so don't even. It
Flies
comes
in
with
my deck.
yeah, fly. Uh, Sledgehammer.
No.
It comes and you're moving on before we get stricken by something. Flies. Oh my god. Tachanka Chibi is the little fucking
The
unicorn
rainbow
guy.
chibi.
Some three exclusive lithographs that look really nice. Like two of them I really really like. The other one's also nice too. The last one, little kitty one.
Is that the art?
Yeah, the art. Yeah, the lithographs of
Yeah.
the arts. Um,
I know
eh,
one of them is made by another community artist. I never can pronounce their handle right, but it's SUI.
there
But
you go.
their stuff is great. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
seeing their stuff.
There's a cloth patch that you can get, an IQ keychain, then 3 digital content bundles, early access to Ayana's Bite Set, Tachanka Sparkle Bundle, which is the giant unicorn thing, and Zero's Platinized Bundle, which is also an early access, and then finally, a couple of gun skins, the ombre weapon skin for the SGCQB, the extravagance weapon skin for the Deeg, the Crema, oh my god, Cramoisi, I don't know, weapon skin for the MP5, the Tashanka Chibi charm, and finally a authenticity certificate, numbered from 1 to
Certificate.
7,000. So there's only going to be 7,000 of these made. Does it sounds like a lot, but it's really not considering what these things are. They don't release the
I
price. They just say that's going to be in autumn
It's about
2021.
no, they did. It's about 100. I think it's like about 163. I think that's American.
Okay.
Last time I saw on Twitter. Um, Personally, I don't think I'm gonna get it. The thing
If
is, because I come from the cosplay community,
yeah,
if
yeah,
I wanted Sledge's what is it called? A caliber? Whatever.
yeah, yeah,
His Sledge's sledgehammer, basically.
yeah.
I would get it from a friend who makes a one for one replica of it. It's a lot more expensive, but it's like you're also supporting small business, and it's like, and like yes, like some people are gonna get it because it's like only 7,000 made, and you get all this other stuff, and it's like if you want to get it, you get it. But personally, I rather if I want to get a Sledge's replica, I want a one for one.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I want that thing like it's in my room, and it's like if I bring anyone over, I'm like, look at this thing. It can't hurt you, but look at it. But yeah.
All right. Well, nonetheless, 163 US. So you're looking at almost probably 180 Canadian, maybe 190. Um, I am interested in it. Just for the sledgehammer alone. I think that'd be a nice little thing to add to the set. I think that'd be kind of nice to have. I think the lithographs look great. It's also supporting the artists that made them because I think 2 of them are local artists that did those. Not local, sorry, like
Movie.
community artists. I think that's always great.
CC.
Honestly, yeah, I think that's all that's really left to mention is the new season for the on the test server starts on the 17th, and as it stands, OSA will be released on Wednesday after they've done doing some minor reworks for her. Other than that stuff, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Drink your water. Take
I
your
do
vitamins.
that I don't do.
That's not enough water.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have more.
Um, if you're Canadian, remember to register to vote because our prime minister's a dumbass.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
For those who don't know, our prime minister's pushing for an election on September 20th, I think.
I
Or
don't get why he's mini like Canadian. I don't get why he's doing it.
uh,
Like if
he's
he has
doing it.
minority power and
Yeah,
NDP's willing to work with them. So if you have that, you clearly don't let the conservatives win. And conservatives are currently dum-dums
they are
with
some of the. Yeah, it's the
what their
worst
leaders are.
rendition of the conservatives I've seen in a long time. But it's also I think he's doing it so that he hopefully the liberal government gets a majority power instead of
They're not gonna
minority
get a
power.
majority though.
I think that's what he's probably gunning for. For those who don't know, in Canada, the way that it works is if you win the election, all right, but collectively the other parties have more
More seats.
yeah, more seats than yours do, then you have to team up with those other parties to then have a majority ruling for anything you want to do within the government. As it stands right now, the Liberal government, which is our current government in power, is a minority government, which means they need the help of the NDP who's like the second highest voted one there or whatever it is, to help them make any rulings or changes within the government itself for Canada. The Conservatives are like are your Republicans. Actually, on certain aspects,
No.
they're worse. I want to say not. It's
Yeah.
because but look, this is gonna get political. We're not gonna do that. Just trust us. The NDPs and the Liberals are more like the Democrats, and the Conservatives are more like the Republicans in a nutshell. And then there's the Green Party and the Marijuana Party that no one talks about, unfortunately. But that being said, that is the end of
Go
the patch
vote.
notes. Oh, it's not.
Go vote.
Go vote. Go
If you have
vote. Get your
for
shots.
anything in the states, I know like California is like doing some voting thing. Go vote.
Yeah.
Get your
Go,
shots.
get
Don't
your
be dumb.
voices heard. Get your shots. Make sure that your appointments don't
Drink
get canceled
water.
like mine did, so I have to reschedule. Just do
Drink
what
water.
you have to do. We love you. Be safe, and we'll catch you sometime this week. I believe tomorrow. Colin's not streaming, I think. But well, there's a schedule
There's
out on the
Apex or
Discord.
something?
I'm not too sure what's happening. Writing with Dice
Tomorrow is
Tuesday.
SSN at the movies.
Yes,
And then
tomorrow
Apex with
Tom
Colin.
and I will be reviewing. Oh my god, I forgot
Snap.
about that movie. Fucking the next Resident Evil movie, Retribution. I think that's what it is. I hate my life. I hate my life. And after that, Colin is going to be streaming at 6. Wednesday, it's going to be Writing with Dice. That's okay. There it is. Yeah. And then the rest of the breakdowns there. But for now, we love you. Be safe, and we'll catch you next time. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Fade to black. Wait, no. Fade to black. Fade to black.